guys, to another episode of By the Bulb Podcast. I am your host, Brian Studley, and to my right is gorgeous Tony Gomez.
Thank you very much. I needed that today.
His hair's flowing. He looks like Fabio before the whole goose thing.
Thank you. That's the best one.
That's Fabio.
How you feeling, man? Do you have a good week? It was Labor Day.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend. I was in Baker's Patch, and luckily it wasn't hot as hell, and I got to enjoy some nice barbecue.
A little barbecue is always nice.
Some barbecue, some beers.
All right.
It was different this year because it was a year of my dad recently. He no longer is able to just drink beer as much as he did. Like, he can't down a 30-pack.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there drinking beer the whole time, and then my dad's got, like, his little glass of wine that he keeps refilling.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's a Chardonnay. It's my new thing.
I got the center bones.
It's like, alright, Dad, you get that Chardonnay.
It's getting classy.
that classy dessert beer.
It's chilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a pretty good week.
Good. And right across from me is genuine jack-off material, Jeremy.
Ooh. Yeah.
How you doing?
I just did a spread in Playgirl.
Spread is right.
And
There was spreading in that issue.
I'm on top of a bowler bear. A bowler bear. It's a different kind of polar bear that lives on the South Pole. They have only rich people know about it, and it tastes great. But anyway, my Labor Day, me and my girlfriend went out to a nice, really expensive dinner.
Very nice.
And it was delicious. I had a wine at this dinner, the Sauvignon Blanc, and it tasted fucking awesome. It was from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was like 80 fucking something bucks for the whole meal, but it was worth it.
Sometimes you gotta treat yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
And your lady, too.
And your lady.
You can't just treat yourself when you have a lady.
No.
Treat yourself and not the lady. Be an awkward date.
Right.
I have totally gone to get pho by myself in the middle of the day. Just like, well, everyone's busy, so I'm going to just...
Why not?
For me.
Well, good, yeah. Labor Day was good for me, too. Pretty lazy. It's starting to get hot and stuff on
Yeah,
again, which
it's
is
super.
gross.
That's not fun.
But we'll start off on the sad note. We'll just tackle that issue right away. August 30th, I believe, was the date.
Yeah.
Wes Craven, no longer with us.
That's the way.
Huge bummer, especially for those who are really into the whole horror deal. Even if you're not, I think that there's some respect to do there.
Like, even if you're not the craziest horror fan, like you know who Freddy Krueger is, and you've probably seen Scream. One of them. So y'all should be sad.
Yeah.
Familiar with his works.
Well, even like thinking about his earlier stuff, Last House on the Left and
that movie.
Hills Have Eyes.
That movie is genuinely unsettling.
Oh yeah.
It's so. The first time I watched that, I think I was in like 10th grade, and I wasn't the same. That was like so. They were just eating them.
It was genuinely disturbing, and he tackled a lot of that stuff earlier on. He was pretty hardcore with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the just Krueger in that series. The first Scream for me. Anything after that, I don't really care about. And even the first Scream was on TV. It was on like MTV or something to go along with the show.
Yeah.
And it didn't hold up for me. What's his name? Old Teethy McGee at the end. You got Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
Teeth Man.
I can't remember.
What's his name?
Man.
Not
think of it.
Dax Shepard. That's another teeth guy.
Oh, the other guy that looks like Dax. They're kind of like
right. He was in Scooby Doo. He was.
Matthew Lillard.
There.
Matthew Lillard. That's the gentleman.
God bless him. But those jaws of life right there. Jeez Louise.
I read a quote by Wes Craven, and somebody asked him basically like, so how do you feel about being a director that is just lumped into horror, like all you make is horror movies? And he said, well, if I'm a caged bird, I'm going to sing the best song I can.
Ooh.
I thought that was neat.
That was a neat thing.
Yeah. A little bit of a poet there.
Yeah.
One thing, looking back at his filmography, I gotta go check out his Swamp Thing.
Yes! Swamp Thing!
I love Swamp Thing, and Wes Craven did a Swamp Thing movie in 1982.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
I think that was like the only Swamp Thing that I knew about.
Live action. I think Swamp Thing's had
a
a couple live action things, none of them done well.
No.
or did well. They're not done well, but none of them did really well. I think
the only time that I've heard, that I've heard good things about any sort of Swamp Thing anything was that like comic. I think DC did it like a few years back.
Which one?
I don't know, some Swamp Thing.
There's a thing from the Swamp.
Like, man,
Swamp Thing is
some
pretty cool volumes of comics or the Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's just a guy. There's in a chemical accident, and he can only reassemble his being with plant life and different stuff. And I know there's one like series of the comics that like one of the volumes that I actually own is where Swamp Thing gets like obliterated, and then there's just nothing for him in the general area to like reassemble himself. So he kind of gets shot through the universe. He's on some alien planet, and he starts like rebuilding his body with alien plant life, and he's got like these crazy spore-looking things coming out, and he's just kind of blue walking around like, shit, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Well, he's because I remember there being like some sort of like red and green Swamp Thing deal. Does that ring a bell?
I wonder if there's like a name for that, and they're like, okay, we got this guy, now let's make red this guy.
Yeah.
They always did that though.
Yeah, like the Hulks.
There's the red Hulks and the gray Hulks.
And there's the Lanterns. Obviously, that's another big one. We're just like, we got red Green Lantern Squad, or Red Lantern Squad.
There's the various Kryptonites.
Various Kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Red Kryptonite. Remember Smallville? Was it Red Kryptonite made him all crazy? And...
Yeah, he at the end of the first season, he rode away on his motorcycle with the red Kryptonite ring, like, fuck this town.
I remember one thing that really angered me was, like, I lost steam on Smallville.
Yeah, no.
And at the end of, like, the second or third, really early on in the series, he has to save someone from a tornado. I'm pretty sure it's his dad, which is the plot for the last Superman. Except that he didn't save him.
Yeah.
Spoilers, sorry if you didn't say that. But he like has to will himself towards a car. He's like, I felt like I was flying. I was like, all right, he's gonna start flying, and then I just stopped watching it. And then I asked someone who saw it all the way through. He doesn't fly until he never flies. He just he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't ever.
How many seasons with no flight?
I think it was like 8.
Yeah,
it went on for a long fucking time.
It had a
and I think it was just mostly
run.
because they, it was like sexy Lex and sexy.
Just the WB. Well, I guess
really liked that guy.
Did you?
Lex, though. Well, Michael Rosenbaum as Lex. I always thought he was entertaining on the show.
He was in Sorority Boys.
Yeah, he was. That's one of the few other things he did.
And he was also in a couple episodes. He was in that episode of It's Always Sunny. He dated Dee, and he was the guy robbing the bars.
Well, I guess to wrap up the Wes Craven bit, if anybody has 4 hours to spare, check out Never Sleep Again, the documentary about it. Covers every single Freddy Krueger movie, every Nightmare on Elm Street. Definitely worth to sit through.
That sounds cool.
Because you get a little section for each movie about its failures and successes, and just about how everything got like brought up, and how they sort of mistreated Wes Craven and dished him to this, initially.
Yeah.
But I guess that New Line and the head producer there, his name is escaping me, but hadn't been giving royalties to Wes Craven.
Really?
But then did him a solid later and like paid him like back pay. Like
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't
like,
ever
never
happen.
Right. That was.
Maybe they'll be nice later on.
Yeah.
Usually
No.
Yeah.
they don't like you that much.
Yeah. They like their money.
They
to
like
stay
their
with
money.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's But yeah, New Line house that Freddie built, and I think they. Last thing I remember, they did obviously Lord of the Rings movies, but
Yeah.
and the Ninja Turtles.
The Turtles.
And some other things, but are they gone? They're done, right?
New Line? No, I think
They get consumed by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Consumed.
No, you know what? No, I think they're still. Doing it. I don't know. Maybe
still active in some way.
We're real amateurs, fellas.
we think we should be reading the variety, the trades every day.
Yeah, sometimes those trades, though, I'm looking at those faces in those pictures, and I just want to punch that face. I don't know.
It's like there's a cable merger in India and China.
That's true. That's true.
Well, they merged with Warner Bros. In 2008, so they're still around, but they're a sister company now, or a subsidiary of Warner Bros.
Okay, so that was half right.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of things that I've had nightmares about, they're going to be making a live-action Mega Man movie. Well, no, let me clarify. They're developing a live-action Mega Man movie, 20th century? Or they just Fox... Whatever. Fox is doing that, in cahoots with Capcom, assuming jealousy-wise, I always wanted to be involved in making like a complete CG Mega Man movie, because
Yeah.
I'm of a mind that is not a live action movie at all.
Yeah.
It would be laughable. But I think that if you do it real good CG wise, you know, maybe like in the like of like an Incredibles and shit.
That
Like,
would look so
that would be
good.
cool.
You just got a really awesome animation company to take hold of the property.
yeah.
But it's Fox, so I just Fox. What do they have
What do
as
they
far
have?
as you
No,
know?
I mean,
Nothing.
I
The only
think
thing
they have
that's,
Sky Captain. Was that a Fox movie?
wow. I don't know, but that was terrible. Well, who made that Astro Boy movie?
Oh shit! Look it up.
Somebody.
Some.
But that
poor
was like the
bastard.
closest thing
I think
I
that
could
might have
sort
been
of think
Paramount, but I'm not
about it,
sure.
I don't know if you guys are, you know, where your level of Mega Man fandom lies. I personally, Mega Man 2 is my favorite video game of all time.
Mega Man is definitely my earliest memory
They're
of.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my earliest memory probably of like playing a video game.
Mega Man?
Yeah, it's Mega Man.
See, all right, then it sits in the hearts and souls of not, you know, just
Yeah.
American
Yeah.
culture as well. Like, this is the thing.
This is a thing.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that people would see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is something you can't just like, hey, let's just fucking Mega Man.
Yeah. Mega Man live action, like how can you know, American studio like Fox really bring that into live action and make it cool? What they're gonna do is just make another Dragon Ball Z movie, you know?
Right.
Where it's just like, let's completely change everything and then kind of have elements that are similar to, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. Hopefully it's not,
Right.
because that'd be sad.
Well, they can't even toe the line and make good superhero movies
No.
with
Yeah.
Marvel licenses. So,
Yeah.
why are they gonna fuck this? I don't know. So, I don't know. I read it. I was a little upset, but hopefully it'll die before.
Maybe somebody will realize, no, you guys, no,
Yeah.
no.
This is bad.
Yeah. You guys are gonna kill this.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound bitter and like a jerk or whatever,
But no, I don't.
a live action one just makes me.
I don't think much
You have to
good
pour a
can come.
ton of money into it, and I don't think that they're banking on everybody knowing Mega Man.
Just
you
have
know?
like that classic Mega Man look, you know, with like the dimensions of the gun and the way the suit. You know, they completely overhaul it. You know they would. They change the character design, just fucking
It would just be
pull
one of
out all
those-
the guts and then slap it on something else.
One of those movies so that you could sell a new batch of Mega Man toys. Like, yeah, but these are the Mega Mans from the movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Like the third or the toys from the third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie were totally different. Had those bug eyes.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
oh man,
Yeah.
oh man. You get one of those for Christmas.
Right.
You're like, damn.
Yeah, like I don't want that.
Would have rather had socks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of people that disagree with a character that they hold near and dear to their hearts, the writer and creator of James Bond made an interesting remark when somebody asked him what they thought about Idris Elba being James Bond. He said that he was a little too straight.
Yeah, why can't you just say you don't like black people?
Be a man.
I mean, like that, but I'm not surprised. It's the same thing. Fucking Stan Lee did with Spider-Man. It's just the way that is. It fucking sucks. And there's no reason that James Bond can't be a black guy. Like at this point, it's fucking just James Bond. Like you know, it's just like an institution. You just churn these things out. And also, like as I understand it, the 007 James Bond title is a code name. So like that's why they're the different actors. They're all different James Bonds because it's just a code name. So like, why can't the black dude have a code name? Like,
Right. Well, I think that I don't know if you get an actor that's great. Idris Elba's
he's
awesome,
awesome.
and he's got range, man. The
does.
first time I saw him, he was on The Office.
Yeah,
He was the boss, and he came in from Pittsburgh or whatever. And, so yeah, I mean, but anything from that to Luther.
Luther. He was one of my favorite parts of Prometheus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, it has a ton of faults, I should say, and it's not good. Sorry.
It's not good.
But he's one of the best parts about it. I
Yeah.
thought it's not
Also in Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim, right?
Yeah.
He can carry that stuff, and I think that's a bummer. And Daniel Craig, what do you guys think about? I mean, I know he's 3 of these now. The guy is not.
There's not much to him.
Yeah, I've never really enjoyed him as an actor. Like, there's nothing that he's ever been in. I was like, oh yeah, Daniel Craig was great in that. You know?
Road to Perdition.
Yeah.
Really?
Unbelievable. Well, I really liked him in it. but he's not. I'm not ashamed or to say that I know an attractive man when I see one.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig, I don't think is an attractive man.
Was it? Sorry. Okay.
Now I buy Daniel Craig as a badass, but in my mind, James Bond has got to be somewhat of a dreamboat. He's like he's a romancer. Yeah. He's a slick ass.
A little more refined.
Yeah, right.
Daniel Craig looks like a badly made pie crust. You know?
He's a little lumpy.
He's a little lumpy.
Right. Like I believe that he could bash my face in.
Yeah. Right.
But
the lady is because
could he do it while not spilling his martini?
Sean Connery.
and
grabbing an ass at the same time.
I feel like Sean Connery. Yeah. Pierce Brosnan. Yeah. Different kind of sexy Pierce Brosnan. It's like what your mom thinks is sexy.
I always think of James Bond. I think of Pierce Brosnan though. Like growing up,
right.
That was the Bond.
That was my Bond. When I was
not
time.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore.
Tito.
Ring a ding ding.
But yeah, I mean, Daniel. I mean, I actually did like Casino Royale.
Yeah.
And then I watched Quantum of Solace, and I was like, "What's happening?" And I didn't see
parkour.
Yeah, right. I didn't see Skyfall. I heard that it was good, and I also heard from other people that it was not good. So I have not made my own.
It just turns into Home Alone at the end. They all go to a house like Judi Dench and everybody, and they rig this building so that. Whatever. It's got cool. I think don't usually care too much for the songs, but what's her name? Adele sings the opening of the Skyfall song. Skyfall. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
You always have to have a strong lady doing the Bond song.
Yeah, I believe that's true. But I'm not like a diehard James Bond fan.
No, I'm not like
very loosely followed.
Like, did you see the edit in that movie when he went in that way, but the car came out the other way? Like, no.
But at this point, I think that Idris Elba is bringing something good to the table, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
no.
From a guy that doesn't care, you want me to care? You want me to go see him?
You want me to care?
Put him in there.
Yeah, right.
He's a rugged man.
That I'll go see.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Idris Elba looks. He can be real tender with you, but he'll tell you what for if he has to.
But he'll fuck you proper.
Proper fucks.
I don't really have a transition for this next one. I'm just gonna go into it. They're building a fucking Ubisoft theme park in Malaysia. What?
Oh my god!
I did not hear about this at all.
Okay. I mean, Singapore is like a pretty quickly developing country, and I think Malaysia is too. But they must have just had I don't know. It was cheaper, and maybe Malaysia was like, yes, take attention away from the airline crash. Build a theme park here. That would be cool.
Assassin's Creed. That's what we need here.
Yeah. What are the lands? The proposed lands.
I didn't get too many details on the lands, but all right. But basically, obviously Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of just Ubisoft titles.
I mean, they could totally have like a Pirates Cove there in Malaysia. They're
right.
Probably
they probably have one or two already.
They probably have one or two.
You got Raving Rabbids, which to me is like the original Minions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What?
I never understood really what they were saying.
They
were part of Rayman.
Yeah.
The rabbits.
Yes, I remember.
It was one of the first games for the Wii.
That's why it was so popular.
Yeah.
And
that was a fun game too.
It was a fun game.
That's weird, though. I mean, I guess they have to. Well, like Universal has Minions, but these are kind of like that. Huh?
It looks like, from just what I pulled up on it, it's like their intention is to make a park with an immersive, like life-size video game. So whatever video games they're talking about introducing, it'll just be an area where you're sort of in that game, and then you're playing along with it. And there's gonna be like all digital things that are gonna be happening around you. So I don't know what that's gonna look like. Are you just in a room, or are you in like this huge sort of parked area where you get to like run around and do shit. Or...
Right. Well, one thing that they did mention that I guess slipped my mind just because I couldn't give a shit about dancing games, but Just Dance apparently is a big thing for them.
The Thief franchise, there could be a medieval world. In,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Thief though.
Yeah. Thief.
What about
Thief?
What about Far Cry?
Yeah,
Far Cry.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a big one, Jer.
I still gotta finish that last one on PS4. One of the first games I got for the PS4, and I played through a lot of it, but I gotta get back into that shit.
Yeah. The fourth one you're talking about?
Yeah, Far Cry.
Yeah,
4.
I heard it was awesome.
It was really good. It was really good.
What was the
one, right?
Yeah.
What was the
He's the son.
the expansion they made for it, where you ride on the T-Rex and stuff?
What?
You never heard about
I didn't even hear about that.
It was like all 80s and stuff. I think it was Blood Dragon. Yeah, Far Cry Blood Dragon. And it was just some like DLC where you were just like, it was like supposed to be like a spoof of an 80s action movie, and you know, the last mission is you just kill everybody and you like ride a giant dinosaur, like robotic T-Rex.
One of the parts in those games you can just hop on an elephant and go fuck shit up. So doing that with
that was
a
Far
T-Rex
Cry
is pretty
3.
awesome.
Far Cry 3 had Blood Dragon.
I like when games give you the option to just at the end of the game you earned it, just kill everything.
Yeah, right. Just
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, one of the coolest parts in Shadow of the Colossus is at the end where like the priests come and then you turn into the Colossus.
Yeah.
And when I first played that, I was like, "What am I supposed? Oh shit! Oh,
Yeah, you can move. No, I remember watching it for like 5-10 minutes, just like, okay, what's going on? Oh wait, I can do shit.
I am the king.
Yeah, I remember there was I think it was like the last Lord of the Rings game, Return of the King. Those games that were pretty much like Battlefield ripoffs. But they're fun.
Where you could be like Gimli or Legolas or Aragorn.
Well, at the end, like the best part of that franchise is you get to be Sauron and go to Hobbiton and kill
and just
hobbits.
kill everything.
Just annihilate hobbits.
Fuck you, hobbits.
Yeah.
That's really fun. They did in the this isn't exactly the same thing, but in the Star Wars Episode 3 game that they made for PlayStation, one of the things in it was like it had a 2-player where after you beat the game and unlocked all the characters, there was basically a fighting game built into the game. And
I had that for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, where you could like either like I fought old Ben against regular Obi-Wan, or like you can like fight Darth Vader. You can fight as...
I think I remember this, yeah.
You can fight as several people.
They had Grievous in there, too.
I think so, yeah. You could be Grievous.
Yeah. Somehow Star Wars works its way in there.
Yeah.
Finds a way.
Finds a way.
Star Wars finding a way, Force Friday. You guys, I mean...
I was in the Force Dark.
Yeah, but that's okay
No.
because it was just a bunch of nerds masturbating in public.
Yeah, I enjoy a good Lego, but I don't wait in line, obviously.
No, and I didn't even know about it. I had to go to Target, had to get some dish detergent there. And I always make my way towards the toy section.
You gotta.
Yeah.
What's going on in there now?
And there were a lot more people there than
Yeah, normal.
What's going on?
I just looked, and they looked at their Star Wars section. They had all this new shit. And then I went to get what I came to get, and then I went back, and like half of it was gone.
What?
Jesus Christ.
People are crazy.
There wasn't any cool stuff left. Like, I would have gotten, they've got, like we were talking about, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren, and then, what's her name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
She's playing Phantasma or Phasma?
Yeah, Phasma, the elite trooper.
Yeah. They had like little, I don't know, like pop bobbleheads and crap. I'm like, $10. Okay. Like, but they were gone.
They were all
gone.
There was time. No.
They took our toys.
Which is probably good because I already came home with one Lego thing. I had to buy, like, I felt guilty. I bought my girl like an Ant-Man Lego thing to. But it was cool because she got to do it by herself or whatever. But that stuff like that's dangerous. I mean, are you buying into like if Force Awakens just blows your mind?
Yeah.
Would you gonna go out and buy some toys? I don't know.
I've actually been thinking about, because my room is bare. There's a Dropkick Murphys poster from when I was 15. And so, like, my girlfriend was like, what kind of stuff do you think you might want for Christmas? I don't know why she asked. That's so far away. But I was like, I just like toys, posters, stuff. So, yeah, probably I would go buy. So, long story short, I'm gonna buy some toys.
Or at least put it on your Christmas list.
Right, just like, I would like the lightsabers.
I definitely need some more. I need to start building up my collection a bit more. I don't have enough things.
I mean, my collection of toys is, I have 6 Star Trek action figures, 3 of which are in the box, and a Emperor Palpatine Pez dispenser.
Well,
that's my collection. Oh wait, I have a Star Trek the motion picture lunchbox as well.
Yes, the lunchbox. Yes. Gosh, that's good.
Like old.
Yeah,
really? Yeah. Nice. Does it got the thermos?
It doesn't have the thermos, and the handle's broken off, but it's still.
Oh, you can get a replacement handle.
Yeah. Oh, you could go get that.
I know a guy.
One thing, I mean, it's not Star Wars related, but something that from time to time I check online to see how much it would be to buy again.
Yeah.
Is the complete original set of the Power Rangers Zords.
Yeah,
and
so you can put it together.
So I can put it together. So I can have it again, because as a kid I had those fucking things. I had so many cool toys, and they're just all gone forever.
I could never convince my parents to like do the whole set. Like they would always, I'll buy you one of the toys. But Mom, it doesn't really matter unless you have it. It doesn't. I don't care. Find a friend that has it.
I need the full set.
Yeah.
I had the Green Power Rangers first Zord, and then I had the white Sabretooth thing too as well. Like I had a ridiculous amount of those things.
What happened?
They just all got, as a kid we moved a shitload, and then one of the final moves, all my toys were in one house, and I wasn't there anymore, and then when they got put in storage, and then they just got left in storage, and now some asshole probably just swooped up my original Power Rangers Zord. So, yeah, and those things are like $500 if you want to get a full original set of the Power Rangers. Like, in good condition, it's really fucking expensive.
I've got a few. I've got the original Zord at my dad's.
Really?
The boxes, yeah.
Nice. I had them in all. I still had the little wings for the pterodactyl, because those things would pop off easy.
You know what? No, I didn't. I'm lying.
He's
I didn't
a
have
liar.
the whole thing.
You heard it first.
I had the red dragon one.
The red
like one
T-Rex.
T-Rex?
Nah, there was like this red dragon.
Oh, that was a later incarnate. Yeah, that was
really.
Yeah, well, it was something like after Ninja. And then there was like the Power Rangers that had dragons and like all kinds of mythical creatures and shit. And the red dragon was the best one because it was like that swoopy lizard thing. Right?
Yeah.
Swoopy lizard.
It was a swoopy lizard thing. That's how I.
Boy needs a swoopy lizard.
He doesn't have enough. He needs more.
Those are the days. See, like the Zords and stuff were cool. It was like and the Power Rangers themselves were great. They had like all that articulation, but even like you guys seen the Goldar and Zed that I've got.
Yeah,
they're the worst. They're just like these.
And I had those exact ones, the ones that you have. I had them. I remember. What's the pig guy's name? The dude with the little shield.
Oh,
I don't even know.
Yeah, but I remember having him, and then his shield popped off, and I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care. I don't. These are the worst toys." But my Goldar and like the other guy, they were all still, their joints moved, and that was it.
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do?
I think I had like one of the putties, but it was really little. Like it was. I can't even like make this fight my Power Ranger because it's so small.
Well, I guess speaking of toys, something that really interests me. If the listeners don't know, I'm a huge pinball fan.
Pinball wizard. Yeah, Brian's deaf, dumb, and blind.
I am, but I have such a supple wrist. They're coming out with a Game of Thrones pinball.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, where can we expect to play that? Probably, I don't know. Idea.
Go to that maybe a year from now. Go to Santa Monica Pier and hit up their arcade there.
They have a nice one.
They got nice, and they've for the most part got some really good tables. They had a brand new Walking Dead table last time I was there. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty fun. Stern, for a while, there was the only manufacturer of pinball tables, so they didn't have to try necessarily as hard. Yeah. Some of those aren't built to last.
Yeah.
But there are a couple more distributors now, manufacturers, which, they had up the game a little bit. It's probably cost them a bunch to get that license.
Yeah.
I guess that the Hound is doing all the voiceover work.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's really cool.
Right. We'll see. And of course there's like different versions that have different shit on them and stuff. But something to look forward to. Fucking pinball, people.
Yeah.
Jesus
pinball.
Christ.
That shit's fun, man. Go go to a Casa de Pizza near you or whatever. Play your pinball machine.
Yeah, go to a bowling alley or whatever.
That's the great thing about pinball. It's just like as far as bowling alleys, you go to a random bowling alley arcade, they will have a pinball machine, and you don't know what the fuck it's gonna be.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like, we were playing Avatar that one
Avatar.
Because like when you the arcade games are fun, but like there's just something about the pinball, and you like when you feel the ball hit the thing, and you wait for just the right time to bang.
There's something sexual about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. The hips, you get the hips. Not that I'm saying go out and mount a machine somewhere. But,
I'm saying that.
Well, I'm not gonna argue.
Anyway, but yeah, no, that's really cool, man. I remember last time we went to Las Vegas, they had so many random, like there was a Game of Thrones, there was a Lord of the Rings slot machine. I think there might have been a True Blood slot machine.
Yeah.
Like
really getting into
it's
it.
weird.
Ghostbusters one. I saw Beetlejuice one.
Yeah. What's that about?
Like trying to get our generation. Come on, guys, slots are fun.
Slots can be fun.
Remember that Lord of the Rings one though? There was a lady winning some big money.
She was like up $600-something bucks, and we were like,
cash still
out!
Going.
She just kept playing. We were like, you crazy? It's just someone's aunt making.
Those are the ones though. Like if you ever go and there's a big group of people, it's just whatever older lady puts like $100 on a slot machine, she got the biggest win of that day, and everybody else is like, well, I came up 200, I came up 1,000, whatever, fuck you. You put enough money in those slot machines, they pay out. Whereas the tables aren't as kind.
No, I'm sure. Yeah. The little bastards.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore. Unless it's on sports.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go put down on like a spread or something.
What's the spread on the Bills say?
Yeah. I'm not betting on the Bears. I'll bet against the Bears. That's what I'll do. Well, yeah, I think it's time we move along to Jimmy!
Trailer trash.
Oh.
Boy, why don't you get them watching them trailers? We watched a couple trailers this week for Trailer Trash.
2, 3.
Tree trailers.
3 trailers.
First one that we watched, because we were talking about Wes Craven, and I was sort of in the mood to watch something goofy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Deathgasm.
That looks great.
I had no idea about this until you showed the trailer, and that looks amazing.
I don't even know how I heard about it. To be honest. I forget.
That looks rad. I mean, it sounded like it was from New Zealand. I'm just double checking that right now.
Yeah, the hard A's.
But but it seems like it's in the same vein as like sort of Buffy or Evil Dead or I don't know. Either of you guys watched the show Todd in the Book of Pure Evil?
Mm-mm.
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But it seems kind of like that. It just seems like funny.
Yeah.
Teen movie / horror movie.
Especially you bring in that like real like goth metal factor.
Oh my god,
that part with the music video.
The part where they were like
so
doing
great.
the black metal music video. Like, if anybody listening to this gets a chance, look at the trailer and then watch The Call of the Winter Moon by Emperor. Like, just compare those two, and you'll know that's exactly what a black metal music video looks like.
They just take the sound out for a second.
Yeah.
Just to know how ludicrous it really is. But yeah, it looked cool. It looked like there were some decent effects there, decent enough. They could be horrible. We might even make it better. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see. I mean, what we got Good Night Mommy, and
it's coming out soon, right?
What was that other movie, Cooties? We got
Cooties?
some cool looking horror movies coming out next year.
Yeah, Good Night Mommy's coming out this weekend, I think. It's in the theaters, so that's gonna be cool.
Is that like special?
I know it's a limited release.
There
I gotta look and see
like
in
Hollywood
what area. Yeah, you gotta go somewhere.
Oh,
but it'll be around.
Yeah, that was the lady, the mom eating the bug with the two little kids. Surgery
Kind of
face.
creepy trailer, but definitely something I want to see after watching that.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, Deathgasm looks good. I look forward to seeing it when it comes out. Let me see if it has a release date.
October.
I think it's October. You know what? I'm on IMDb and I don't know what I'm looking for.
Deathgasm.
Deathgasm. Just says 2015. But yeah,
It'll come out eventually.
It
had a bunch like accolades. It looked like from different film festivals.
Yeah, it looked like it got some stuff at Sundance and some other thing. It looked cool.
Yeah. Well, moving along to the next one, which is also horror related, but on what seems to be a completely different level, The Witch.
That movie looks cool.
Which, to me, like, I got a vibe, like a There Will Be Blood vibe almost from it.
It's kind of, in terms of look, it looks very much like Sleepy Hollow, like the really gray, drab colors, and I guess it kind of feels like Sleepy Hollow and Ravenous sort of like rolled into one, and like.
Well, what thing that the sort of chalky aftertaste is The Village.
Yeah. That's what you know. That's the I tried not to bring it up.
Yeah, we gotta be real with ourselves.
That was a pile of dong. I watched that in the theaters. I did not like it, but this looks. I don't know, man. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's in it.
Yeah,
it's covered in blood. That looks creepy.
Yeah, it seems like. Yeah, they're pretty early. I don't know what you'd call them.
They're settlers.
Pioneer settlers of
colonial.
Yeah.
UK people.
And that's the breastfeeding mom from Game of Thrones.
That is. Oh yeah, that is.
So creep factor.
Kate Dickey. Yeah. She is creepy. That's what I recognized her from. But the whole the thing with the goat horn. When she's milking the goat and it's bleeding and
blood. Even there's like a goat that like stands on its two hind legs and it's about to change into something or something.
That trailer also had a lot of really creepy match cuts. There was like the guy like went to chop an axe and then as he like drove it down, it was like somebody like falling on the floor, but like they were like originally standing in the same way the log. I don't know. It looked like whoever's doing in the trailer mentioned that. The director, Robert Eggers, won Best Director at Sundance this year.
All right. Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. This looks fucking cool. Really cool, actually. Another good horror movie that looks like
horror. Keep them coming, guys.
Coming round.
Right.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
I'm so excited. I've already watched two. Like, I just want to watch nothing but horror movies, but I don't want to watch it. It's still September. I can't watch them.
Can't go full skeleton yet. Just yet.
Well, that was all right. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to say about The Witch in general?
No. Oh, I'm very excited about that.
It looks good.
Last one that we watched was another man crush of mine, Tom Hardy. I'm not afraid to admit it again. Say it again.
Say it again.
And I guess a double dose of him in this Legend movie, which
him and his twin brother.
His twin brother, who's
also
just
him.
Neanderthal with glasses.
Yeah.
Like,
we're gonna be legends.
I guess it's a story of these two guys, two brothers,
two gangsters from England.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of that?
I always enjoy a good biopic, especially if it's a crime biopic.
Yeah.
Fucking all up. I don't know, man. Any one of those movies, I'll go watch and I'll fucking enjoy, like Snatch or fucking.
Well,
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's the thing, though, too, is that like that trailer was edited in a way, and it was long. It was like 3.5 minutes long. It was sort of snatchy, but I saw another trailer that was shorter, and it almost seemed like a different movie in a way. Like they weren't trying to make it as slick.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
It also kind of reminded me of like just the way everyone was always the way everything was set up. It looked like shot wise. It's also reminded kind of Peaky Blinders. I didn't get fully into that series, but I did watch a few episodes, and there was something kind of going on there. Peaky Blinders.
Some of the shots though, when they're like driving through the street at night with their really nice car, and there's like all the neon lights, and like it's a super. I don't know, that looked really cool. The whole movie looks really like snazzy.
It did look pretty.
It looks
crisp.
Cool. I don't know. And Christopher Eccleston in it. Love that guy.
Christopher, was he one of the?
He was the doctor.
Doctor
Who's he was the one
original
when they rebooted.
Yeah. Right. See, I watched a couple.
I know not very much. We might lose some followers, but I don't really like Doctor Who that much.
Yeah, whatever. You can't like everything.
I'm Dr. Wily! My robots and I will control the world as soon as we get rid of that blue-dweeb Mega Man and his Robo-Dog Rush. Bomb Man, make sure they have a blast! What? Mega Man's taking over the bomb? Cut Man, watch out! Mega Man can use your own power against you just like that! Okay, Mega Man, can you stop Proto Man and Guts Man at the same time? I don't think so.
Mega Man, collect them all from Bandai!
What is Jack?
Jack is great stuff. Oozy. Jack is stretchy.
You can pull it. Make gag sounds.
How rude.
Suck it up and squirt it out with a gag back. Pump it up and blow it up with a gag inflator.
Well, I never.
Nickelodeon Gag comes in different colors, sizes, and playsets, each sold separately. Coming soon from Mattel.
Disgusting.
I posted on Facebook some about a film that I think is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're done with the trailers, called Monster Squad, which I enjoy, and I will preface by saying I know isn't PC, but that's what the 80s were.
Yeah.
What's your beef? What's your beef?
I just think that I mean, it's kind of like when you watch a movie and a dude's in blackface, where like I don't know. I just like didn't like the. I thought it was an awesome movie. I love the Wolfman. I love all that shit. I like the kids were good actors, great actors. It was just the way that they got the one girl to do something for them with the Frankenstein. Actually, technically took a picture and they blackmailed her by like saying they'd tell the school if like she didn't do, and like that. Yeah, in the 80s, you probably watched that and be like, that is just so cute. But like, dude, that is fucked up.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't think that is cool. I don't think you can brush that off as being like a cute thing that's just boys will be boys.
Yeah.
So like, that being said, I really like this movie and I would show it to my kids, but I'd explain something to them before I watched it.
Let me preface this next part, children.
But other than that, I mean, like I don't want people listening to this to not watch it because I said that, because like I did enjoy it a lot.
No, there's just a little thing that you find disturbing.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen because you know when you watch movies from different times, it's just gonna fucking happen.
Oh, right. Well,
you know,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm just because you brought up blackface.
Yeah.
You know, and then whenever we're taking these film classes about film history and stuff. There are certain things that they'll just touch on and then kind of glaze over.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Al
jazz
Jolson,
singer,
for instance.
yeah.
So Al Jolson, he was in the first talkie, the jazz singer, and it had music in it. Now we're moving on.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it because he's in blackface throughout most of that freaking movie.
Right.
But he was like a huge part of that, from stage to film to sound. He had a lot of stuff to do, and I know a little more about him because there was a movie called The Jolson Story, which I think I probably talked about this. It's all about Al Jolson and like his rise to fame. Obviously, it was ridiculous and not really what happened, but as far as like old movies go, I just love that movie. And then you got to kind of separate the fact that he's in blackface for a good portion of that movie,
Right.
and it's not that's not cool. But I'm not going to watch something like that and think, oh, okay, well, he was in blackface, so that's okay. It's just like, no, that was the time. So you got to just kind of separate. I know it's definitely more sensitive to things like that, especially with women, how they're portrayed, and like what is just considered okay, especially with boys will be boys. But it's difficult. We should be able to learn about this stuff and appreciate certain things about it,
But then
and
also
separate.
have a dialogue about
why this isn't not cool now, and instead of just brushing it over entirely, you're missing out on some stuff, some good stuff.
Well, there's especially in the beginning, they make one of the boys villains. I mean, right off the bat.
Oh yeah, he just says
he's
faggot.
saying faggot.
Over.
Yeah.
What'd you say, faggot? What'd you say?
Yeah.
I thought, I was like, okay, he's saying, but he's a bully.
He's
Bullies
a
call
bully.
you a faggot.
Yeah,
That's what
So,
they do.
like,
It's like, eat up.
G it up.
Call it a day. The Tom Cruise Jr. rolls up on
comes
his
in and
bike.
lights his cigarette. It's like, have you ever been dorked by anybody?
you get dorked.
Yeah, but that's
I also loved the whole calling back to they were like they had the monster test, so get the dude into the club. So how can you kill like a vampire? And he names a couple ways, and he's like, how do you kill the Wolfman? He says silver bullet. And he's like, name another way. In the whole movie, they're like, is there any other way to kill the Wolfman? And I kind of spoiler. No, it's been out for a while. No, there's no other way to kill the Wolfman.
Yeah.
There's like the one part where they shove a stick of dynamite in his pants and throw him out the window, and he explodes. And then like reforms and like out of like his wolf chunks. And,
They don't show it too much, just the limbs
and
like sliding
they
away.
have like the sucking noise and then the
yeah.
and it's like it was pretty cool. And also I thought it was a little I wanted the creature from the Black Lagoon to go out a little bigger than just a shotgun to the chest.
My name is Horace.
Yeah, my name is Horace. That part was cool, and I'm glad that kid got to kill him. But I was like, oh, everybody else is like mad. But you just shoot. He's just a thing. He's just the creature. He's not a magic creature.
Well, and actually, speaking of that scene, that kid that was the bully, or one of the bullies, the main bully, from
Brother in the Wonder Years, right?
Exactly. Wearing a Bears t-shirt.
The Bears.
Like some sort of asshole. But Wolfman, like, that scene when he's calling the guy, the dad from the phone booth, and they're like rotating the camera, and they're not showing you like American Werewolf in London style, but they're clever with how they sort of go from formation. He's like, he's gonna kill your son!
Yeah.
Like, oh man.
Yeah, I like that because they didn't show they didn't necessarily have a shot of like every like werewolf movie has a shot of the face growing.
Yeah.
But they just sort of like had his like furry skin bursting through his shirt, and then they like show his face, and I thought it was a good way of doing it without making it too complicated.
Yeah, I agree. Well, if we're going to stick on that nostalgic tip, we're going to talk about they're making a Nicktoons movie. I guess 90s Nicktoons. Is Nicktoons still around? Still a thing?
Nicktoons is its own channel.
Isn't
that weird? Like I saw the other day, there's like a Nick Jr. channel.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And it's called like, there's also Sprouts.
There's
like a Nick Jr. Yeah, I remember Face. You guys remember Face?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You don't remember Face? Maybe you are a little older than us, but he was like
Nick Jr.
You were on Nick
in between
Jr.
commercial break.
It was just like a happy face on like a different solid color. So your whole TV screen was like purple or blue or like
just a face and it's talking.
And it was just
hey, let's watch Little Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Nick Jr. experience and I had this crotchety guy in my head when I saw this on TV. I'm like, back in my day, Nick Jr. ran from 8 in the morning to like, 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, something like that.
Or whatever. But he had Eureka's Castle, and I think they showed David the Gnome on there.
Eureka's Castle. Who did Eureka's Castle?
It was probably some. I know when Nickelodeon first started, they got a lot of shows that were popular in Canada before they originally started filling it with their own content.
Right, like Can't Do That on Television.
Yes!
The Landis Morissette. Yeah, she was in that. But but yeah, we're 90s Nicktoons. I mean, we're talking. I mean, Ren and Stimpy, Doug, Hey Arnold, which is for me doesn't really. I don't know. I'd say they should do more Rocko's Modern Life. What other crap is there?
It's
Real Monsters.
I would love for them to include that. I mean,
Q-Spoke
this article I pulled up mentioned Rugrats, Angry Beavers, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, and more. So
the old and more.
The old and more. And I mean, that'd be. I wonder, like, if they even like throw in Invaders in there. Or,
Salute.
Or I just
Invader Zim, huh?
Yeah, that was one.
That was Invader Zim's great.
Yeah, that show.
There's a lot of posers out there.
Invader Zim, it also sparked a lot of like Hot Topic merchandise.
I ate all that shit up, dude. I had an Invader Zim shirt. I had a Gur beanie.
Tacos.
When I was in middle school, I like dyed my hair red because the creator of Invader Zim also had red hair.
I think the only Invader Zim merchandise I bought from Hot Topic was like a scarf that had Gur on it and said "I love tacos," and I bought it for like a girlfriend that at the time. I was like, I don't know what to get her. I'll get her this Invader Zim.
Girls like this shit, right?
She likes Invader Zim. I'm sure she'll dig it.
How the fuck could you ever wear a scarf out here?
Sometimes there's been like 1 or 2 times where it was like probably in the like high 40s that I have worn a scarf. But that's probably nothing for old Chicago boy who's from Siberia.
Throw on a hoodie and call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like it's cold enough for you to not sweat.
Yeah.
So I have this thing that I can wear today.
And I bought it. Yeah. So
yeah. Okay. Well, that's the Nicktoons thing sounds cool. I didn't see the new SpongeBob movie.
I did not see that either.
I actually heard that.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It looked good. Like the effects that they were using to bring it into the real
looked
world.
Cool. I mean, the trailer made me skeptical because it was like a typical kids movie trailer with like they have the potty joke and then they have the whoa and then like
Patrick's got an ice cream.
yeah. But yeah, I heard it was pretty good. I actually really liked the first SpongeBob movie, the animated one.
With
I went to theaters to see that. Yeah.
Did you ever see the picture of that like Hasselhoff gliding boat thing?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they ride Hasselhoff, it's just that giant Hasselhoff face.
It's so
And
creepy.
he launches it with his pecs. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, needless to say, Nickelodeon, pretty big part of all of our childhoods, and this could be the best thing, or another
Just
money
nothing.
grab.
Yeah.
Or just nothing, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it could just fucking fall flat. It
People
could
could
literally
get
just
mad.
be all these characters in a movie,
Yeah.
and that's all you get. And
It could be like one of those cheesy video games they had where it's just like, oh, SpongeBob's gonna go hang out with the Fairly Odd Parents.
yeah.
Danny
With-
Phantom.
Yeah, with terrible graphics. So, hopefully it's a little better than that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, lukewarm, I guess, sort of on that, but I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, no,
especially
I mean,
when you get Ren and
that's
Stimpy
neat.
in there.
It's at some point I gotta.
I would-
check it
I
out.
would
You
love to
gotta-
see-
You gotta kind of look at it.
I love all of those characters and all those properties, so I'd love to see anything new with them in it, but
Once it's done.
unless, if it's done well.
Well, I guess that'll sort of segue into our last little thing about just movie news in general, animation. I'm really surprised to see, I guess I don't know why, but Minions didn't seem to be well received, but worldwide it was one of 3 movies to top the $1 billion mark this summer, which is crazy. So it's that, Jurassic World, and Ultron.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, you know what? I'm actually not. Minions was like, that's insane how like popular that. Because like I've seen Despicable Me 1 and 2, and I mean I guess they're kids movies and
They're okay.
They're all right. But I don't know. DreamWorks isn't exactly turning out classics anymore.
Yeah.
Well, they're done, right?
Yeah, I think.
Well, I think Minions is Universal.
Minions is Universal. Oh. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, Minions is Universal, but like, yeah, I don't know. It was just like
I'm just tired of seeing those little fuckers everywhere. Honestly.
Yes, everywhere.
Yeah. Like had an Amazon box that came there on the fucking Amazon box. What? Who? How is this? You know? Like why?
My friend Kanan is like in love with them. He was a minion for Halloween last year, and it's like he's a man. And I'm not saying like I'm not saying like it's not a manly thing.
Yeah.
To like, but I'm just saying like, dude, like you're a grown up. All right, you're an adult. You should wear maybe something else. I don't know. It's just silly to me. It's just silly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they made all that money off merchandise more than anything.
I'm
I
sure.
can't believe the movie grossed that much.
And then they opened the Minions section of the park.
And then somebody shot themselves in front of it.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So
Okay.
That did happen.
that did happen. Right on our back door, or back there. It happened back over there.
Actually, were those all, I mean, let's see. The Minions is Universal. Jurassic World is Universal.
Oh yeah.
And
then Marvel Disney.
Marvel did, yeah.
But Universal had a hell of a
They had a good.
I think the best out of any
in
of
a
the studios.
very long time.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right. I mean, it sounds weird, but like the only one, like I'm thinking back to like 2010, 11 when Scott Pilgrim came out.
Yeah.
'Cause that was Universal, right? And that bombed hard.
Yeah.
Like a lot of money in that one, but it's gold.
Yeah.
Oh,
So good.
sparkling.
But yeah, you know, everybody's bitching about the movie business and not making enough money, and this is like the second biggest summer of all time. So
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Fuck yourselves. Let us download this shit for free.
All right. Well, speaking of stuff that we actually, because I didn't see any of those movies.
Yeah. Neither did I. I wasn't going to say anything, but
I saw Ultron.
I'm an uncultured
Oh, I
swine.
saw Ultron. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Of course, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't even that ultra.
Well,
I said
Ultron.
I wasn't.
Like
Oh.
Spader.
I didn't see the movie yet, so I'm talking about myself. Internet. Before
Internets.
you judge me. Anyway.
well, now it's time for.
Watching.
Thanks for asking, Jeremy. I'll just keep it to one thing. Been watching a bunch of stuff. It's Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm halfway through the first season of Fargo.
Ooh.
It's popped up on Hulu. I hadn't seen it. any of it. The movie Fargo is
It's great.
easily one of my top 5 movies ever.
Yeah.
I could watch that, I don't know, forever and ever. And the show, the reason I didn't really watch it is because I was kind of scared. Like, I heard good things about it, but I don't know, you don't want to see anybody fuck with your baby a little bit. And then when I did kind of get over it, I went back to watching it. It wasn't on like demand, so it just popped up on Hulu. Like I said, I'm like 5 episodes in. It is, there's so many tie-ins to the movie. There's a lot of fan service there. You've got really good, what the hell's his name? Little Hobbit guy. Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
Martin Freeman, plays that role and does that accent really well. Billy Bob Thornton is a great creep.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of, like, Colin Hanks is in it, and he's serviceable.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest.
He's all right in what he does what he does.
Yeah.
Orange County was good.
Yeah, I liked Orange County a lot.
Bob Odenkirk is in a great role.
I'll be fucking Bobby Odie.
Yeah.
Bobby Odie.
Bobby Odie.
And they're setting stuff up, without getting spoilers and stuff right now. Like I said, halfway through, they set stuff up really well. I don't know if you guys, this will be a random thing, but in Fargo, when Steve Buscemi and the other guy are going to kidnap the wife, she bites the dude's hand, and then like he drops her and she runs away, and he says the weirdest thing that always stuck with me. He's like, "Unguent."
Yeah,
I need unguent. And I just never really bothered to think about it.
It's like an ointment.
Right,
Something
something like an antibacterial or whatever. But there's a scene when Martin Freeman's buying something. He's looking for something because he's got like some shrapnel in his hand or something. And they're like, I got some unguent. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's you guys honestly check it out if you got Hulu. Because there are questions that are answered from the movie that they bring up, like in a good way, like satisfactory way. Really can't recommend it enough. Halfway through, we'll see what I say.
Yeah, we'll see. But that
5 episodes
sounds
later.
Neat.
Yeah, but that's what I've been watching.
Sounds like a heck of a time.
Good time. Tony, what you watch?
As far as me, we just got back to school, guys, and it's been a busy few weeks. But I haven't had much to watch that's new, so basically my little section of this is going to be reminiscent of things that I've talked about in the past on the podcast.
Okay.
One thing is the new episodes of Rick and Morty. I've been making sure I keep up with that every week.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
And it's still keeping the quality, like it's all there. There's this one episode, like my favorite episode of this season so far. It's like, last season you had the Meeseeks, so I'd say this is like the equivalent to the Meeseeks episode, where there are these parasites that embed these memories in your brain.
Oh, yeah.
So you think that you have a lifelong companion, but you just gotta like shoot him in the head, and then it's like, no, he wasn't real, I loved him. That was just a great episode, and like every other episode has had something about it just really awesome, and they're really keeping the quality up on that show. You gotta check it out if you haven't seen it. I'm sure everyone, you've heard about it all over the place. People are raving about Rick and Morty these days, and it's a quality fucking cartoon, especially for adults. Not a lot of that's coming out, I think, now. Like, there's not as many Adult Swim shows that are,
sort of falling off.
Yeah, right? It's not nothing like The Simpsons coming out anymore. So Rick and Morty is it's really fresh.
Good one.
Well, on your recommendation, watched a couple episodes of Super Jail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, that show's great. I don't know if it's still like running on Adult Swim.
Though it's weird about Super Jail is that it's kind of like a Venture Brothers thing where they own the rights and they keep picking it up and putting it back down. Oh, so they had it for 2 seasons one year back in like 2008 or something, I think. Mm-hmm. And then correct me if I'm wrong or sorry. But they dropped it for like 3 years in a row. But there was people that just kept watching it, and they'd show these reruns. And then they picked it up, 2 or 3 years later, and then got a brand new season. And then I think they had that 3rd season, maybe a 4th. But as far as what I've heard, they dropped it again. So we'll just see. It's one of those ones that keeps going away and coming back. A lot like Venture Bros.
I forgot, but David Wayne is the warden in Super Jail.
Really?
Yeah, director of Wet Hot American Summer.
That's hilarious.
And a member of Stella. He's the voice of the warden.
That makes sense.
Actually, the warden and the twins. But definitely like that Rick and Morty, we've already raved about it. The 2nd season's on now, so if you can, try and watch the episodes. I think they put them on the internet. They put them on Adult Swim's YouTube, and I think there's an Adult Swim website where you can also watch them, so check it out if you haven't already seen it on live TV.
Nice.
If you don't got DVR.
There's one with a character named Fart that just came out, right? Like there's
what?
some sort of like gas creature that names
Oh
himself
yeah,
Fart.
and that's played by Jermaine Clement.
Oh my god.
So you know he's got some singing songs in there,
awesome.
and it's great. So yeah, that episode was also great. Watch that episode. I was excited when I heard Jermaine Clement be the gas creature.
Him in anything, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
There's also a character in that's like an assassin. And I gotta find out what his name is, but he's just like, yeah, I just love killing people, old women, children, babies. I do not have any problem. I'm very discreet. Give me a call.
I do not have any problem.
But yeah, so there's that, and then like the other thing I want to talk about, I talked about this, I think was on like the first one, but I rewatched it and I just was reminded how much I love this movie that no one gives a shit about. And it was The Count of Monte Cristo.
I think
People
is
give
it
a
the
shit.
it's the new
It's
newer
the
one,
newer
right?
one,
With
yeah. It's
Guy
the
Pearce?
one that came out in 2002 with Guy Pearce and Jim Caviezel.
I liked that one a lot.
And I just, I think everyone who's seen it likes it,
Yeah.
but no one's really like talking about it. It's not like their movie for the. It's
that
just
was
kind of came in and sort of faded.
I know
into
they're
obscurity.
like I think about the final fight scene of that movie
Really?
a lot.
Really?
Like the way it was shot,
Yeah.
like how fast paced and like the
It was
the
so
frame rate
good,
is,
man.
like,
It was so good. But I mean, I've already talked about this, so I just want to touch on a couple like scenes that watching it, I'm just like, oh, I love this fucking movie. Because in the movie, when you watch it, Jim Caviezel plays the Count of Monte Cristo. And by the way, the Count of Monte Cristo doesn't have a name beyond the Count of Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
He's just the Count of Monte Cristo.
You gotta say the
That's
whole
it.
thing
Yeah.
every time, like a
He's like, I am the Count of
slick
Monte
back or whatever.
Cristo. Yeah, but he plays that part so straight and like really intense, whereas other people in the film are kind of just playing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this scene with Jim Caviezel as the Count, or before he becomes the Count, and Luis Guzman as Jacopo, his like companion that he saves after a knife fight. And they've just like gotten all the treasure. This movie's old as shit, so if you spoilers, whatever, fuck you. They get all the treasure of the like, Sparta, the island of Sparta, and then they're like, "We're the richest men I've ever known. What's your problem?" And he's just like, "I have to get my revenge."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, so we kill these people." And I'll go to Paris myself. Blam, blam, blam. They're dead. We spend the treasure. How is this a bad plan? And then Caviezel just comes back and he's like, they must suffer as I have suffered. They must lose everything. Just a bunch of like really little, like good little snippets apart. There's also a warden in that movie that I really love. I gotta see what his freaking name is. Michael Wincott. No, that's yeah, I think it's Michael Wincott, and he plays this warden that's just kind of like fucking insane because he's been a warden at this shitty prison that's gone on for like years and years. So at one time when they're dumping a dead body, he's like, "Come on, let's dump it. I haven't got all day." Oh wait, I do. I have all the time in the world. And then he starts like maniacal laughter. But it's just a bunch of little scenes like that I really like that movie. And the action too was really great. So that's it. That's just what I've been watching. So check that out if you can. It's not on Netflix or anything, so you're gonna have to find a copy somewhere.
It's or read the book from 1844.
And in the
or
book,
whatever.
he's got like 20 different identities that he takes on throughout it.
Really?
So yeah.
I just noticed about it. You got Jesus Christ and Superman in this movie.
Yeah.
Jim Caviezel and Henry.
Yeah.
Cavill?
Cavill, yeah.
Yeah.
Cavill.
Cavill?
Yeah, he plays. He's like super young in this movie. He just looks like a little nerd. He's
Little nerd.
he's basically the son
Yeah.
of his enemy, and
And his
his wife Mercedes, and
Yeah.
he's like a really good-hearted young man.
He's just a lad.
Yeah, just a lad, Albert.
I'll bet.
Nice,
Watch
yeah.
out. No,
I've
yeah.
never seen it.
Check it out.
I had
check
a
it out.
roommate that used to watch it all the time, like in his room by himself.
that is one of those movies.
So I've always sort of been cold to it. But,
Yeah.
if it pops up, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Give it a watch.
Do it. Well,
Jeremy, what
you
are you gonna
got?
watch?
I watched for the first time The Burbs, starring Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Directed by Joe Dante. I actually watched it again because I was like, Chloe, girlfriend lady, you gotta watch it. and she also thought it was funny. We both like it. I liked it a lot. I mean, Joe Dante, he directed Gremlins, Turner and Hooch. He directed Small Soldiers. Or no, he did not direct Turner and Hooch. Sorry.
No, yeah.
He directed Small Soldiers, but I don't know. It's just a really good. I don't know if you grew up in suburban America, then it brings a lot of...
Yeah, especially like on a cul-de-sac. I did grow up on a cul-de-sac. Well, one of the places that we lived was on a cul-de-sac for a couple of years, so I get that like paranoia and like everybody talking shit about each other.
Because
like,
everybody's all tight knit.
Yeah.
And I like, what is the one garbage man says, I hate cul-de-sacs, there's only one way out. I think that too. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, you will pick it up because you are a garbage man.
Oh, and another side note, the other garbage man is the Doctor in Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah. He's in every Joe Dante movie, I think.
Really? Yeah.
If you haven't, I let you borrow it. Inner Space.
I have not seen that.
I love Inner Space.
Yes, dude. I love that movie.
Kurt. It's Kurt. No, it's Martin Short and he had that freak out that we watched, like, was it a little while ago? What's his fucking name?
What is his name? Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Inner Space.
And a young Meg Ryan.
That's right. Wow, what the fuck?
It's cool. What's there's like an original movie like Fantastic Voyage where they shrink down and they go.
Exactly.
It's basically that same sort of idea, but you're getting some people like sort of with the pinnacle of their careers.
Yeah.
Joe Dante included, coming off of Gremlins, and then I believe, there was this and then The Burbs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But dude, awesome. Oh, Explorers. Joe Dante made Explorers with Ethan Hawke and little River Phoenix, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
At any rate.
Remember that one part of Inner Space where he shoots that sensor into Martin Short's eyeball?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh god, no. And then he's just watching him try to woo Meg Ryan. He's like, no, that's mine. No. I'm in here. I'll fuck you up.
Making Martin Short drink so he can get the little booze in his flask, stick it. I mean, we got off of The Burbs. Jeremy, I'm so happy that you watched that.
Cool.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, it's
a good one.
I liked I liked the neighbor art. The guy when he just comes in and he's eating all the food and the one scene when like him and the son are talking to each other and they're just like, what do you think? And they're like face to face and
you
both
mean
just
like
fucking like chewing.
You
mean like grape? And he's got a plate of like French toast with like sausage and bacon and he goes to the fridge to get ribs and a pineapple and
it's not fun to watch when you're hungry.
No.
It makes it look this slop make it look so delicious.
But I thought it was pretty. It was a cute little movie, and also like Tom Hanks is always fun to watch. This was he was particularly funny in this one as the like skeptical neighbor. It was like really tightly wound. That the one part at the end when he just like blows up on art.
Yeah,
is just pretty funny.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher's his wife. Pretty random. She was Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman. No tan lines this morning.
I love this street.
He sounds like a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Like when they're sitting out on the porch and he's like on a date, he's like, all right, well that's this guy, and he's totally paranoid.
He's when I was thinking about the part in Futurama where the robot devil's like, you can't just say what your characters feel. That makes me feel angry.
A man writing an opera about a woman.
How do you sleep, sir?
Very nice. Very nice.
The Burbs. Go watch it. It's if you don't really like it, you'll probably at least kind of enjoy it. So
you'll chuckle.
It's good.
And what doesn't it do? It doesn't take itself too seriously.
It does not take itself too seriously. It is, and then there's a lot of like weird, creepy, gross scenes, and like when they first finally go into the Klopek's house. And he's got the hors d'oeuvres. It's just like some crackers and like a sardine. Oh no, it's pretzels and sardines. And they're like just watching Tom Hanks eat it, like
stuffing a hairpiece down his shorts,
and he's just like. And whoever did the sound for that, it was really gross. Like all the gross and mushy chewing noises that they put in there.
Yeah, even when they shake hands.
Yeah,
pardon my blood.
Oh yeah.
Well, after that, Joe Dante made Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Actually, I kind of like Gremlins 2.
I agree. It's insane, but his just went downhill after that,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because I thought he was one of the best of the 80s.
Yeah.
For sure.
I really did enjoy Small Soldiers.
Yeah, I loved Small Soldiers as a kid.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I think it's still good.
I think it holds up.
But I'm looking at his IMDb now, and unfortunately, he was just directing TV shows after that, pretty much.
He had that short stint there. There was that show Erie, Indiana.
Oh, I loved that show. Yeah. I forgot about that show.
He, I think it was. It wasn't it was not very long, but it was like a. I don't know, what was that show?
Like
Are You Afraid of the Dark? But
like
actually scary.
It was like I always because it was on around the same time as the Goosebumps. But I always liked it a little more than the Goosebumps.
Nah, Goosebumps was later. Erie, Indiana was 91, 92.
Yeah, Erie, Indiana was really early on. I remember watching on my dial television.
Totally. Well, fuck your dial television.
Whatever, I'll just go.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we watched.
We watched it all.
Is there anything you guys want to say before we jet here?
I would leave us a nice little review there if you could. We only have one, and it was really nice. Whoever did that, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Check out our Facebook. Tell your friends about us. We will grow in numbers slowly but surely.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to everyone who's been listening. We see that you guys you're listening to each episode and keeping up with it. Just thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. All that I ask is just interact with us more.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Who I
am. Leave us a comment, message us on Facebook. Just don't
go to the website. Leave us a nice little email.
No dick pics, unless you're Daniel Craig.
I strictly said Idris Elba or Tom Hardy.
No, he just wants to see if it's lumpy or not.
Well, we can just watch Bronson if you want to see Tom Hardy's wing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tom Hardy wing in that. Slow motion, floppy wing.
Yeah, once again, thank you to everybody else, and check out the websites coming together. It's a little bit,
day by day.
Day by day. But it's a struggle.
We're trying to get better.
We're busy with stuff.
We're busy.
But we bring it to you.
We do what we can.
We do what we do.
All right, well, we love you guys.
Love you so.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right, lights out.
Well, so I'm tending bar down there at Eklund and Swedlin's last Tuesday, and this little guy's drinking, and he says, so where can a guy find some action? I'm going crazy out there at the lake. And I says, what kind of action? And he says, woman action. What do I look like? And I says, well, what do I look like? I don't arrange that kind of thing. And he says, but I'm going crazy out there at the lake. And I says, yeah, but this ain't that kind of place.
Uh-huh.
He says, oh, so I get it. So you think I'm some kind of jerk for asking, only you don't use the word jerk.
I understand.
Then he calls me a jerk, says last guy thought he's a jerk is dead now. So I don't say nothing. He says, what do you think about that? And I says, well, that don't sound like too good a deal for him.
You got that right.
Yeah, he says, yeah, that guy's dead, and I don't mean of old age. And then he says, geez, I'm going crazy out there at the lake.
White Bear Lake?
Yeah, well, at Eklund and Swedlin, that's closer to Moose Lake, so I made that assumption.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, he's drinking at the bar, so I don't think a whole great deal of it. But then Mrs. Mora, she heard about the homicides down here and thought I should call it in, so I called it in. End of story.
Well, what this guy look like, anyways?
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Uh-huh. In what way?
Oh, just in a general kind of way.